So today we're going to talk about Twisted Sister and the album Under the Blade. So this band is originally from New Jersey, but later they were based in Long Island. Now that's where I'm from, so they were actually the first band that I ever knew about because they played clubs throughout the entire 70s. You know, I was just a little kid at the time, but my father worked with one of the drummers. He was a drummer who was only in band for a short period of time. His name was Joey Brighton. So because of that, I knew about the band. I still have this piece of paper with all their signatures on it. So that's pretty cool. It was the first band that I knew about. So it's a band. They play heavy metal, hard rock, and glam metal. So that's basically what you're getting on this album. So we're talking about Under the Blade, released on September 18th, 1982. It's celebrating its 40th anniversary. It is their debut album. So this was produced by Pete Way. He was the bass player for UFO. He actually passed away in 2020. That was not too long ago. The record label is called Secret. It's a London-based record label, but later it was re-released on Atlantic in 1985. So there's actually like two different mixes. There's a very raw and heavy and aggressive mix, which is very hard to find. That's the original one from the Secret label. And then the Atlantic label, that's the one that pretty much most people have. It's a different mix, not a bad mix, but it's just not as raw as the original mix. And then in 2016, Eagle Records, they released the original mix on digital and CD. So there are different versions of this album floating I knew about them back in the 70s when I was a kid. I didn't really start listening to them until the 80s, back in 1984, when they released Stay Hungry and they had their music videos on MTV. So that was when I got to know this band. So when I first listened to this album, it was, I guess, not that long ago, maybe within the last 10 years. And I loved it. It's a heavier album. This one rocks a lot harder than their other. So let's talk about the song Under the Blade. So back then there was the PMRC, Parents Music Resource Center. And that was started by Tipper Gore. He was Al Gore's wife. And that was basically a bunch of Karens who wanted to cancel heavy metal. That's basically what it was. Tipper Gore thought this song Under the Blade was about sadomasochism and bondage, but Dee Snider said it was about actually surgery and the fear of going under the blade. So that's what the song's about. And he testified for Congress. And, there's videos of that, and you can check that out on YouTube. The song Under the Blade is really good. I mean, it's a heavy song. It has a sound similar to Judas Priest and Iron Maiden. It's very heavy, lots of heavy riffs. They're just a fast-paced song. So that's one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites is called Destroyer. Now, this is something that you never really hear from Twisted Sister because it's doom metal. This is more Twisted Sister doing Black Sabbath. It's very dark. The lyrics are about some kind of anti-hero or superhero, something like that, but just lots of heavy riffs. It's a slow song. It's just very powerful. So lots of other good songs here. So the opening track, What You Don't Know Sure Can't Hurt You. It's straightforward heavy metal song. So you will notice that Dee Snider, he likes to channel Alice Cooper in his vocals. So he does a lot in this song. It's just one of those fist-pumping songs. Hey, look at the band. Lots of chugging power chords, blazing solo, nice bass sound, just nice drums, and really great vocals. So that's a good one. Bad Boys for Rock and Roll. That's more of a hard rock song and sounds more like glam metal. Just very feel-good type of song. The lyrics is hey, look at the band. Melodic intro, power chords. It has a pretty cool drum intro. It's a really good song. And Run for Your Life. Heavy metal song, but this one has a slow intro, a doom metal intro, but then it gets fast, playing some heavy riffs, more like a Judas Priest kind of song. It's a dark song, talking about betrayal in a relationship or something along those lines. The guitar is really heavy, playing heavy riffs, heavy power chords, and just a very heavy song, and just the vocals are deeper and kind of haunting vocals, so they're really good. They have a song called Sin After Sin, which is kind of weird because I know Judas Priest had that album out, but it's completely unrelated. But ironically, the song kind of sounds like Judas Priest, but it's a metal song. They're talking about religion and sin and the devil and that kind of stuff. Just heavy song with power chords, really cool bass riffs in this one, and Has some those backing vocals where like Dee Snider will be singing and then the band would like throw in some vocals in the background. So that's really good. Shoot 'Em Down is more of a hard rock song. This one reminds me a lot of like AC/DC. This song is upbeat. It's about like, basically guys getting rejected by women. So it has that type of nature, like AC/DC would write something like that. So that's this type of song. Lots of power chords, just mid-pace, really great vocals. Tear It Loose, it's more of a heavy metal song, more along the lines of Judas Priest again, just very heavy song. Talking about the rock and roll lifestyle, lots of power chords, heavy riffs, and very powerful. And Day of the Rocker, that's more of a hard rock song along the lines of like AC/DC. Again, it has that like bluesy guitar solo, the power chords. Talking about the rock and roll lifestyle, really good bass sound again. And, Dee Snider has more of those like hard rock vocals on this one. Now, in the 1985 edition, they added another song called I'll Never Grow Up Now. That's more of a glam metal hard rock song. It's an older song they played in the clubs, but it's more reflective of their like Stay Hungry period, I guess. It's like glam metal and it just has those like power chords and rock vocals. So that's that extra song. So this is a really great album. I would probably say it's their best, maybe a little bit better than Stay Hungry. I mean, those two are like really neck and neck. If I do a ranking, I did a ranking a long time ago. I might like do another updated one. So if you like, if you've heard Twisted Sister, you probably know We're Not Gonna Take It and I Wanna Rock. But if you've never heard this album, definitely check it out. It is just like straightforward, old school heavy metal, and it's just really good. So check out Twisted Sister. That's all I want to close this up right now. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see if I can get in another video before the weekend, and then see you in the next one.